Well, welcome everyone. Today we're interviewing Prabhleen Aujla. She is a visualization and meditation expert, as well as a podcast host of Soulful Growth to Success. And I'm so happy to have her here. She is my friend, and she is also a colleague in the transformational industry, a spiritual teacher. And thank you for coming on Receptive Radio today.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity so we can talk about visualization, so we can talk about transformation. So I am so happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're watching Receptive Radio. This is podcast specifically for soulpreneurs, heart-centered entrepreneurs, healers, coaches, and visionaries of the new paradigm that we're all creating together. And so we're all dreaming this big dream together. And it's so awesome to have Prabhleen here because she is a big dreamer as well. And she's doing some fantastic things in supporting others. Can you tell us what problems do you solve for your clients?
The first off, the one that's coming right on my head that I also talked about yesterday with some of my friends is imposter syndrome, right? Like doubting yourself. And I mean, doubting yourself in the sense that, okay, am I enough? Like, is that even if you're working so hard towards your goal and you're doing all you can, and still, by the end you're like doubting, okay, like, am I doing enough? Like, is this okay? Is this all right? Are people looking at me okay? And all of that. So the one thing that I've come across when it comes to when you're doubting yourself, I always do affirmations. I always go back, and by the end of the day, when the day is gone, I always do I am affirmations, which has really helped my clients because what it does, it changes your mindset, it changes your belief system, because right now you're believing that you're not enough or you're not good enough. What it does, it just changes your mindset. It just works and reframes that. And then when you start that, I am powerful, I am enough, I am smart, I can do this, things starts to shift in that manner, and then things starts to happen. So
Yeah. And it's so easy for a soulpreneur, especially people who are working on their own and don't have a team of, marketers and
yes,
CFOs and all that kind of stuff. You're kind of doing all the work on your own. So when you're creating programs, podcasts, content, and then you post it out into the world and no one acknowledges it, the doubt even comes up more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
And go ahead.
Exactly. Like that's the thing, right? When you're wearing all the hats, you're doing all the work. In the end, also there is tendency to burn out, right? Because you're doing everything you can. And in the end, you come home, you're all burnt out. Oh my God, and then you're still I'm like, oh my God, like so that's the thing. And then also when you are in that self-doubt, in that you are attracting more negativity towards you, so that's
Right.
even like it's a downhill.
Yeah, it's a spiral that if you don't have somebody like a coach or a mentor or a healer helping you, you can get stuck in it for more than a few days, maybe some weeks, maybe even a year. Like if
Yes.
you're trying to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Why is it important how does visualization come into helping with doubt besides the I am affirmations? How do you use visualization to transform doubt?
So exactly. So when we go to, first of all, like grounding, right? Like it's really important to ground yourself. And also when you get into visualization, the first thing we do is center ourselves, like meditation, right? It's form of meditation. Yes, like there are different forms of meditation, like active, passive, dynamic. So it's an active form of meditation where you are bringing your thoughts and you are like daydreaming, but you're intentionally doing that. You're just not like, okay, I'm just thinking about whatever right now. No, it's very intentional of what the outcome, what is your dream outcome? Where do you see yourself? And celebrating it right now. Celebrating, being present in that moment that it's actually already happening, and using all your five senses to awaken and to feel that experience, what it would be like to experience this right now. Suppose you want to win a contest, right? And you entered the contest, and also taking action. You entered the contest, you've done everything you can to get into the contest, and now the visualization comes as like you won it already, like you are winning it, you are presently in that moment. So that's why it's important to be present, and that's how you visualize, and that's how you change, and that's how where all the things comes in, affirmations and all of that. First you have to ground yourself, center
Yeah.
yourself.
Can you tell us the story of how visualization has worked for you? Like, tell
Oh,
us a problem that you were in, or in a space, and then how visualization and that technique has transformed your life.
yeah, exactly. If you have met me last year and the people who see me this year, they're like, oh my God, wow, like what have you done? Like, what have you been doing? How have you find this much confidence to do so many things, to be a leader, to be a podcast host, to host events that I've hosted, right? So, and then to also make them like sold out. Like, how have you been doing all of these things, right? So if we go back to a year, and in that I was actually separated from my husband. I had to share my child, and I'm like, okay, I'm not happy, this is not working out, I don't want to be with you. Okay. So he's like, okay, fine. So we were like, okay, managing, in between the weekends he'd pick him up, and my son was all over the place. And then I went and stayed in my parents' house. I'm like, okay, this is just it. But even when I was there, I was grateful, right? I was in gratitude. Okay, at least I am 10 minutes away. Like, my parents live 10 minutes away. At least my son goes to the same school. He didn't have to change the school. Wick is still like not far. I was still grateful in those moments. But that's when I found visualization. That's when I started exploring, self-exploring, into more options. I was always doing meditation. Like, I was because I have a spiritual kind of background, because I come from India. So everything there, there's a vibe. There's that vibe. So I grew up in that. I always used to prayer. But what this new thing, that this new perception has done for me, has completely changed my life. How I intentionally started to do things rather than just doing them without any thinking.
What were
And then,
you feeling? Like, what were you feeling? Like, you separated from your husband. So what were
yeah,
the
I
what
was,
where what state were you in emotionally? Like, how were you?
it was bad, of course, right? I was like sad. I was like, okay, we'll see, what's gonna happen. And then I found this program about visualization. It was by Vishen Lakhani. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. Also by Regan Ely, The Art of Manifesting. I did a lot of programs. I only by Tony Robbins. I did a number of programs, and it was not like to actually start something. It was just to explore more and more, know more and more how to manifest, how to do this, how to do that, how to feel happy, how to feel connected. And then when I started doing that, I feel like I wasn't even sad anymore. I was like, okay, whatever is going to happen, universe has my back. Okay, even if I go back or that, but yes, I visualize my ideal husband. I visualize the ideal situation. I visualize that this is what I want. Okay, this universe, this is what I want. This is what I want to feel. I want to feel happy, like right now that I'm feeling exactly that. I want to feel grateful. I want to give my son the best future. So make it possible, right? So that's when I started doing that. Within, I think, 3 months, things starts to shift. Like, things were like, I'm like, okay. So it was not like I was adamant to go back, or I was like, no, I'm not gonna go back. But it kind of, Vic was started behaving very nicely. He was like, okay, let's work it out, and I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I also gave him the chance. It was not like, universe, now you're giving me this thing. I have to listen, right? I started listening to my guides. Before it was like, your ego comes in. Why do I have to listen to you? Why do I have to talk to you, right? No, like I listened to my guides. It was like, okay, that's fine, right? So since then I came back. I think we were separated for like 4 months. And then since I've got back, like it has been better and better and better. He has lost like 32 kilos. And it's not me. I haven't done the work. It's him. He's doing it, right? But the ideal situation just showed up. The ideal thing, like we're so loving now. We're so romantic. He always comes and he's like, you're so beautiful. You're so cute. Our son is so happy. My parents are happy. I mean, this is the best situation that ever was possible.
Well,
And
like what I'm picking up from what you're saying is that when you know what you want and you visualize it, like this is the key to the visualization, it sounds like. When you are intentional about what you want, maybe you needed to figure out what you wanted before you visualized, but once you knew what you wanted and you kept visualizing, and did you stay with the same visualization repeatedly?
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
yes, that
Yeah.
is the key. You have to stay consistent. You
With the
have to
same
stay,
visualization. Yeah.
yes, you have to stay consistent with the same visualization. And also, like you said, clarity.
Hmm.
Clarity is very important. If you start like, okay, one day I want this thing, and the other day, no, maybe this is not going to serve me. So you got to be consistent of that. This is the ideal outcome, universe, because the back, universe is working and it's working and to bring that outcome to you. And now you're like, don't want it. Okay. So now, like, confusion.
Yes.
And and you're not going to reach that goal. You're not going to reach that outcome, right? So
Exactly.
that is the key to stay consistent. Sometimes the result can be delayed, or even if you don't get it, supposedly you didn't win that contest like we were talking about, right? Okay, you have visualized it and you have not won that. Something was better on your way, because universe knows that maybe there is
Exactly.
something better. Maybe you have to go to even a different contest at a different level, and which is even better. So never doubt that this hasn't showed up. So I did so much work, I put so much effort into it, and then this did not work. But universe has your back.
Yes.
It's abundant. It's always working towards you, for you. It's not working
Yeah. And I
against.
think like that's why it's important to work with an expert who
Yeah.
has tested it out for years, for many years. I mean, even before you started visualization, you have been meditating and using different techniques to be present, to be connected to the universe. And because the universe has this quantum field that's kind of invisible. Some people can see more than others, right? But otherwise you have to have a lot of trust. A lot of trust. And when you're a soulpreneur starting your own business, wanting to do your purpose work,
Mhm.
and you get out there and you start doing it, it's really easy to get into doubt when things don't work right away, and to lose trust. And so
Yeah.
how did you not, like, it seemed to happen quickly, but
Mhm.
how did you stay in trust? How did you stay out of doubt while you're visualizing? Like what was one of the things that you
Mhm.
helped you?
Definitely. The one of the thing is start small. Never start too big. Right when you're starting small, okay, I want somebody, or I want coffee right now, something like that. And somebody shows up and brings you a Starbucks coffee, right? Start small. And that's how you build more and more trust, even in your goals, or even if you have a bigger goal, right? Start with the smallest thing. Like, what is the first step I need to do? Don't think too big. Don't look at the big. Yes, there is a big picture. Look at that, but start with the first step, right? Don't be overwhelmed by, okay, now I want this outcome, and how I'm going to make it possible. you know
Exactly.
Yeah, so exactly. So start small. When you like, okay, this is happening, then you start actually trusting the process, right? Then you're like, okay, that's how I built my trust, is by starting small. And I always felt like I'm very lucky, since birth. When you believe that luck is on your side and it's gonna happen, one way or the other, it just happens. So so yeah,
I
so believe
totally
that.
agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree with the starting small.
Mhm.
And because recently, one of my visualizations that I have been seeding for, at least 15 years, maybe longer, is
Mhm.
I've always wanted an acreage to have retreats. And I know you have this vision too.
Yes.
And I just kept seeding it, right? Just kept
Mhm.
seeding it. I don't know what the place looks like, but I know that I want it to be, forested, natural, a farm, an acreage. I just kept going towards that with your, dream home, dream workspace, dream retreat space, so that I can be of service. And I've
Mhm.
been seeding that for a long time.
Right.
And just last month,
Yes.
the property came and I didn't have to figure out how to pay for it even.
Right.
Like I didn't have to figure out how to pay off my debt. I didn't have to figure out how to um any of that because, I'm blessed with a very prosperous husband,
Yeah.
spouse,
Yeah.
and he just because it's like my vision
Mhm.
and his were the same, but he
Yeah.
doesn't do any meditation or any visualization or any
Yeah.
of that. But I
Yeah.
held true to trusting that however and whenever it shows,
Mhm.
and I didn't worry about how to make the money to get it to happen, right? I left
Yeah.
that all, like I left all the details out of the picture, like
Right.
how it's going to happen, because the universe is so much smarter than we are. Like it's so intelligent, and it can see in multifaceted, multidimensional ways,
Mhm.
right? So as soon as we start trying to figure it out, we kind of contract and totally get out of our bodies, right? And then doubt and worry and anxiety can come in. So, what would you say to the audience about, even if it's the big dream too, right? Like, yes, there's the small steps, but the big vision as well for your life. What is the, maybe you've already said it, but reinforce it, the key to
Mhm.
getting that vision in
Yeah.
real manifestation form?
Mhm. The one thing that I would highly recommend is, like you said, don't give up.
Hmm.
Don't give up. One thing, there are going to be good days, there are going to be bad days. Some days are not as good as others, right? You and it's the emotions. We need to know that we are emotional beings, right? And it's not always there to be happy. We need to just be aware of what we are feeling, right? So when we know, we are aware that, okay, right now I'm feeling sad. It's okay. I can go back and maybe have a cup of coffee, maybe watch, a relaxing movie, get my blanket on today. It's my day off, right? So, but then the next day, get going, right? Don't give up on your dream, because it's going to come. You've just got it, like you are, be patient. Sometimes you've got to be patient, and like it has showed up for you exactly in a perfect way, right? That you don't know. So like you have your dream home, your dream retreat house, and you don't even have to pay for it. I mean, like, what, you know, it's just wonders, right? So
Yeah.
exactly, don't give up.
Yeah.
That's my only advice, is don't, when there is going to be maybe a sad day, but don't give up. Don't lose sight of what's coming, what's of the big picture.
Yeah. And I think what helps us to not give up is to surround ourselves with positive people,
Yes.
positive, high vibe, high frequency people who are like minded and like embodied. I'm starting to use this term because you can have the mindset, but you have to embody the mindset. You have to ground it and be present with it.
Exactly.
And I want you to, I know that you have, okay, so you have your podcast, and you do it in seasons, right?
Yes. Yes.
are recording what season are you recording right now?
This is my first season. So I started on Women's International Day, International Women's Day. So that was when I started my first one, March 8th. So it's going to go till March 8th, the first season. And the second season's going to come in summertime. So
Oh,
yes,
great,
again.
great.
And
And
it's
tell us
all
the name
about
of your podcast again.
it comes bi-weekly, so every twice a month. So I just posted Connie's, I just posted your episode. So it's all about spirituality and business. I feel like we need to connect with ourselves before going out there and being entrepreneurs. So it's all about that, like you and me, like how we're connecting and how we enjoy each other's company. It's all about that. It's all about tips of meditation, visualization, transformation. It's all about that. Yes.
Yeah, and the name is Soulful Growth
To
to
success.
Success. And you can subscribe on YouTube, right?
Yes, it's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Great, great. And then I know that you're doing something really wonderful. You're collaborating with some other teachers, coaches and mentors, healers, and you're creating this new tribe, this community. Tell us more about that and the name of that tribe.
Yes, so definitely. So what I've started doing is putting one spiritual event together and one networking event per month. So the one that I did is called Soulful Wellness Retreat. It's with other entrepreneurs and other spiritual coaches, channel writing, hatha yoga. There was a chakra alignment. And I'm also doing another one in November. It's with Robin Shea also. She did chakra alignment in our last retreat. And in that one, it's all around money. It's called Soulful Financial Growth. So if you want to change your relationship with money, if you're living in scarcity, and if you're, like doubting yourself, that, living in that mindset. So that's the one. So you've got to come there, reframe your belief system, and we will go over. There will be two meditations first before, like, it's your projection. Like, what's money thinking about you? What's money's projection about you if she's your friend and sitting beside you? So things like that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll go deep into that. And also then another, so we will do a couple of meditations that Robin is facilitating, and I will take care of your going into your core and realigning, reframing all those beliefs, let go of the scarcity and take in the abundance mindset, the abundance of money or wealth or prosperity, all of that. And yeah, that's my spiritual event. And then we do networking events every month,
Yeah.
once a month.
And your tribe is called SGS Tribe.
SGS Tribe, exactly. So you can just go on Eventbrite and get the tickets for either first the spiritual or the networking events, and we'll see you there. Yes.
And we can follow you on Instagram
Yes.
under Soulful Growth to Success is
Yes.
your handle. And then the tribe is SGS
SGS
Tribe.
Vancity. Yes, it's SGS Vancity on Instagram. And also I myself, if you want to find me, it's at Growth Guide Prabhleen, which is GROWTH. Guide is GUIDE. Prabhleen, PRABHLEEN.
Yeah. And we'll put all of those links in the comments
Thank you.
after this episode.
Yes.
So I'm so happy that you're doing this great work for community. Like, you're growing a tribe. And I was just listening to Shani Taylor, who is a business coach, and she was highlighting that this is the new. Like, this is the next modern day way of business building is
Mhm.
through community.
Right.
Because when you can have a community, your community will grow your business for you because you're offering so much value and you're
Right.
connecting so many people. And it's like a network. And I always see networks as like a big spider web. And
Mhm.
it keeps getting new layers along that spider web and connecting more and more people to your community. And it's like a ripple effect that never stops of
Yeah.
growth,
Yeah.
positive growth,
Yeah.
and positive connections and relationships that, you know, you never know. And the
Yeah.
universe loves working with that kind of connections.
Yeah, and coming from the place of love, that's you can, before you used to network, okay, exchange business cards, okay, where maybe I need your thing and stuff like that. And that's how we are different, right? We come from a place of love. We're like-minded. We want to help each other. It's not like just one way, right? We collaborate, bring in together like we are doing right now,
Exactly.
right? It's bringing each other up, not like, okay, you stay here and I'm gonna do this, right? So it's coming from a place of authenticity, from love and sharing and collaborating, and that's where we grow. Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels so much better. And that's definitely what's happening is we're moving from the competitive paradigm to the collaborative relationship paradigm. And it feels so much better
It
when you
is.
don't have to compete.
Yeah, yeah. It's so fulfilling, right? It's so like, when you see each other, you are, like, so like I said, like loving, right? You're so loving, you're so connected, and you have this feeling of warmth. And I feel like this is what we need right now in these times when, COVID happened, and we were taken out from the community, and we had to isolate ourselves. And now that when people are coming back, I love this form of, community and getting
Mhm.
together, and yes,
Yeah.
and in the same time helping each other.
It's a cure for the isolation because so many people are still feeling isolated, still feeling alone. And when you are, like maybe like me and you, we've transitioned from different careers
Mhm.
and we're wanting to do what we love, follow
Mhm.
our path of purpose and be of service, make an impact that is meaningful and is growing and evolving the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
It it supports others taking that leap, right? Like others taking that leap. And when you create a community like your tribe or I've created with Receptive Radio, it's like it's these wings that we're like, come, you belong. It's helping
Right.
to create belongingness, and that and it creates prosperity and
Mhm.
abundance. When you're
Mhm.
hanging out with people who are positive mindset, embodied and present in their body, connected to their spirit and their
Mhm.
purpose,
Yes.
it's like osmosis. It can happen for you
Yes.
because
Yeah.
then the frequency matches, right? And you
Right.
rise up
Exactly.
instead of
Exactly. Like
thinking.
we're made of energy and matter, right? So energy, we feel like if somebody, you will see if somebody you don't even talk to and sitting there and feeling the negative or sad, you can catch that, right? So, but when now you go in a community of where people are aware of their emotions, people are aware of the energy, and they are vibrating at this higher frequency, and like you said, there is a ripple effect. There is more and more and more, and we're growing that, and we are, not only being grounded, but we are enlightening even more people. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're doing such good work. So if you want to work more with Prabhleen and learn about visualization and actually get hands-on coaching, like she'll help you get the technique down, support you, keep you out of doubt, keep you moving forward and aligning with yourself, your purpose, and creating a new community. If you've been looking for that tribe that you've been seeking, she is
Mhm.
creating one of them. And so I'll put all of her details in the chat or the comments below on the platform that you're watching this. And so thankful to have you, Prabhleen. And I'm so grateful, like we connected at your networking event and we hit it off and, and we're building this friendship and we keep connecting and we
Yeah.
keep connecting. And now we're merging our communities and wow,
Yes.
wow. Yeah.
Definitely. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer, for everything and for being a friend, for being there. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here. And so we shared, our hearts out. And so I hope everybody enjoyed that.
Yeah. So thank you, Receptive Radio, your tuning station community. Thank you so much for showing up and watching these episodes. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with somebody you love and who would benefit from these communities that both Prabhleen and myself are creating to support this collaboration paradigm growing. So have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
You're welcome.